I hate to say it, guys, but that end piece, it sounds like they're mad. Get prepared for a lot of Chippy talking, because this is gonna be littered with Chippy. So just prepare thyself. All right, so play.
The noble god of the obsidian benches wields the power of the Solaris.
I'm gonna start. Can we just say, like, why do we gotta say finches? Like, what's a finch? Isn't she a phoenix? Is a finch a phoenix?
The flaming sword in her hand incinerates all evil. She is Talene.
He says Talene. In her trailer, she says, my name is Talene. Talene. And I've been saying Talene because of Vulcan.
The resurging flame, a mage from the Celestials.
I find it surprising that she ended up being a mage. I really thought she was going to be a support. But then again, mages honestly have a history of being support-like as well. Because she has tanky features, to be honest. But from what I've heard, her damage isn't that great. But she's got a lot of defensive features. So I feel like she fit almost like what Coco would do. With defensive capabilities, but while being a mage. Like, Coco is still kind of fragile until Coco hits like her ultimate. So maybe it's like that.
Oh, Chippy, you actually found her!
Our journey to find her was full of twists. Talene lost her memory and doesn't remember us, but her powers remain.
Okay. I mean, they're just explaining why. That's fine.
As a Celestial, she has a significant impact on the entire battle.
One thing I'm not a fan of here is the range. I will say, like, that's the one thing that bothers me. I mean, of course, Cassidy has a lot of flaws. Don't get me wrong. Even though Cassidy has uses as well. But a 3 range is kind of strange to me. Kind of being, like, right in the battle, up close and personal. Is sort of strange, but then again, everything we've seen so far, I mean, in the old trailer, new trailer, she is pretty up close and personal, so that maybe that makes sense lore-wise.
When Talene unleashes her ultimate, Divine Conflagration, she flies to the center of the battlefield, launching a wide-range flame attack at the enemies.
Wow. That damage is not good.
It deals continuous damage, flame attack at the enemies.
I'm not familiar. Why are these blue?
It deals continuous damage within the area.
Gosh, Brutus's whirlwind does a bit more than that. Maybe it has more effects than just damage. Let me give it a second.
But Divine Conflagration keeps draining Talene's health.
It drains her health? Ugh.
As time passes, her health
Damage and extra damage equal to 30% of lost HP. So it does. So I mean, like, you want to build, I mean, does she build max HP later on? And that seems supremely weak. She can cast it when she's out of energy, but the HP consumed per second will increase.
also depletes fast.
I mean, Viperian's a great character, and Viperian has a drain as well. So, I mean, maybe she has something to heal too. So, as long as she has something to heal, I think it's fine.
Damage stacks up accordingly. The second ability.
I'm gonna speed this up a little bit. The playback speed is just kind of slow. I'm at like 1.5. Let's see how it goes.
Radiant Resurgence generates a warm current that heals her allies whenever Talene loses health. Conversely, whenever her health is recovered, Talene generates a surge that damages her enemies. Casting this skill summons the Heavenly Fire by consuming a portion of Talene's maximum health. The flames.
So this consumes her health too?
Damaging all enemies within the area. In battle, Talene keeps sacrificing her health for greater area damage and healing effects.
Okay, so the more she sacrifices, the more she heals. There it is.
Draining her own health, she can easily fall into a critical condition. However, as the Resurging Flame, Talene is fearless and never backs down. Through her third ability, Blazing Ascension, Talene resurrects in flame, returning to the battlefield after a set period of time. As long as her allies are there,
Wait, go back.
Set period of time. Resurrects in flame.
A 130% damage upon resurrection. A 2 towel radius. This is low. I still want to give this a chance, but to me this seems super low. And basically, she can't be attacked. She's gonna restore health. So this is just like when Thorin gets knocked and as he's healing. But shouldn't it instead be that each time she resurrects that she's stronger? In this, she's weaker. What? That's completely antithetical to what the lore is saying. That's not good.
Returning to the battlefield after a set period of time. As long as her allies are there, Talene can keep resurrecting, rejoining the fight every time. Upon resurrection, Talene causes...
That looks fast. That's actually fast. I like that. I like that it's faster paced.
Explosive damage and knocks back nearby enemies. And after activating her exclusive skill, Pyre of Renewal, Talene grants the pyre to one ally at the start of the battle. Enemies around this ally will keep taking damage from the pyre. Pyre of Renewal will strengthen, and its damage will increase over time. When strengthened to a certain level, the ally granted with Pyre of Renewal will also gain Talene's resurrection ability, transforming into flames upon death and reviving after a short time.
Wait, is she...
Gain Talene's resurrection ability.
Is she...
With Pyre of Renewal will also gain Talene's resurrection ability, transform time. When activating her exclusive...
Pyre Renewal... Pyre of Renewal carrier will deal damage equal to 30% of their attack per second to adjacent enemies. Oh, that's a nice little buff.
Still, Pyre of Renewal. Talene grants the pyre to one ally at the start of the battle.
Okay.
Enemies around this ally will keep taking damage from the pyre. Pyre of Renewal will strengthen.
Interesting.
Its damage will increase over time.
Interesting.
When strengthened to a certain level, the ally granted with Pyre of Renewal will also gain Talene's resurrection ability.
I think good ability.
Flames upon death and reviving after a short time. Note that the resurrection ability granted to her allies can only take effect once per battle. The Holy Flame never dies, and hope remains eternal. Talene's determination and fearlessness will forever inspire the people of Asperia to fight against darkness and evil.
I like the ally resurrection ability. That's actually cool.
Speaking of the people of Asperia, do you remember Kruger's plan to rebuild the clan?
I heard that after much effort, Kruger and Magister Merlin have brought many changes to the Grimmaw clan.
Yes! Now the Grimmaw clan have great respect for Magister Merlin. I hope they will get along well with more clans in the future.
Now it seems Walker also needs some help from us in Alkali.
That's right. Ever since the Quicksand Claws were defeated, they've scattered into smaller factions, causing chaos and trouble in Alkali. The Bounty Hunters have formed a small alliance, but they need more members and camps to handle surging quests.
Am I crazy for thinking that, like, why are you spoiling the story? Why are you spoiling the story? Has everyone finished it? Am I the only one behind? All right, cool. Sorry.
The leader of the Bounty Hunters, Sylvie,
it's just me,
provides a
probably.
reputation quest every day, and completing it earns reputation points. Reaching a certain reputation level unlocks new story quests and helps you establish new camps with the Bounty Hunters. As reputation level increases, rewards like upgrade materials for artifacts, title, frame, and avatar can also be earned.
I thought Bounty Hunters were all outlaws. Didn't expect to see such heartwarming moments.
Their lives are way more colorful than you would ever imagine.
Okay.
Let's accept Walker's...
Okay, let's keep going.
When others discover your crystal geode, they can attack and challenge your defense. Yes!
Others in the overworld can come and seize them in battles?
Yes! When others discover your crystal geode, they can attack and challenge your defense from outside in. The more defense points they defeat...
Defend the geode. Defend the crystal geode to grab rich rewards.
the more rewards they can claim.
I hate Crystal Defense. Crystal Defense is the worst.
Mining crystals takes time, so rewards will arrive only when the guarding time is over.
Wouldn't it be better to bring in some helping hands to handle it?
Oh, so it says Crystal Defense, but it's just a PvP battle.
Yes, it's best to invite a teammate to help you guard the crystal to make your defense impenetrable. Then again, you can also invite teammates to raid others' magical crystals.
That sounds so thrilling!
Okay, I like the co-op aspect. I'll give him that.
Indeed. That's why we need to be cautious about how we defend. How visible the crystal geode is, how many rewards it brings, and how difficult it is to defend will all...
One thing I have talked about frequently is that I feel like the game doesn't use a lot of the map areas that it's previously experienced. And I've talked about that in previous videos where I said that it's unfortunate because a lot of the previous areas are really cool. And they have a lot, like really good visuals for a game like this. There's really great visuals. And so I'm really surprised that they came up with something that uses, visuals. I'm not saying that I contributed to that or I did that by any means. I don't have that pull, but that is one thing that I talked about, which was, reusing those older areas, because how often do you go back to them? Why not have something to make people go back to those areas? So
affect the final gates.
So much to learn and discover.
Well, the thrills are not limited to Crystal Clash. The upcoming Guild Supremacy event is equally exciting. Once the event starts, Glyph Shade will be activated for all guilds. Once activated, all members in the guild can participate. Guild members need to work together to defeat the Glyph Shade. Everyone has a fixed number of attempts.
Another thing I've talked about in another video. AFK Journey, are you watching my videos? Listen, just hit me up. Just ask me questions. I have ideas. This is the other thing I talked about. I said, guild events are too difficult for players that are building up their accounts. And there's not really anything for players to do to contribute, even though you want to. I can make 1% of difference on a boss. Like, that's not that great. This is exactly what I was talking about. Give us something to contribute to, and it looks like you can just do your dailies, maybe like a few extra steps, but dailies to contribute. This is perfect. This is perfect.
Per day for each difficulty level. Upon defeating the Glyph Shade, guild members will receive rewards based on its difficulty. And after reaching a certain amount of honor points, the next difficulty level will be activated.
I'm not a big fan of, not a fan of it being so high for rank 1, but I'm more just upset about like rank, so top 60 or above being so low. Like, it's okay if this is the top, it's okay if this is the top sections for this, but make top 60 or above a little bit more enthralling. Because that's barely anything. 1,000? 1,000 for doing that?
What if the Glyph Shade is too difficult to fight?
Don't worry. Even if you fail to defeat the Glyph Shade, you will still receive rewards based on its remaining health. At the end of the...
It looks like it's a participation thing. As long as you're participating, then this is going to be complete. And the other thing that has been frequently noted in the Reddit has been that while guilds are really buckling down on getting characters or getting members who are high rated, participation has dropped drastically. And I think it's because, one, a lot of these things are very time gated, but two, it's kind of difficult to complete regularly. I think this would be great for guild participation and will up and improve guild participation overall.
Event, guilds will be ranked based on the highest difficulty Glyph Shade they activated and the damage dealt at that difficulty level. Rewards will then be distributed to the guild members accordingly. Apart from guild events, Honor Duel will also see many new updates. Once the Duel Store reaches level 4, the lucky ones may also find an item called Random Ascension. This item can randomly upgrade an unowned or non-
Love it. Love it, love it, love it, because it rewards having less players in your pool one, and two, so many times like you'll just not get rank ups. So I love this. I love this. This is actually really great.
Legendary hero to legendary, making it a quick way to boost your power.
Are there any other changes besides new items?
Yes, there are updates to artifacts as well. If you choose artifacts that are strongly bound to a specific faction or hero, the corresponding faction will appear in the shop refresh within a certain...
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I was getting bothered that I would get these awesome artifacts that I would want to try out, and then I wouldn't get anything that would synergize with it at all. Yes, I love things that influence the stores. This is perfect. This is great.
number of times.
This is great.
When artifacts reach 2 stars, you can choose one piece from 3 legendary equipments. You can now also buy artifact XP in the duel store to help level up artifacts quickly.
Another addition that I would think would be great, and I don't think it's entirely necessary, is help me to understand how good items are for certain characters. Like how much affinity it has for a certain character. Like if I pick an item, show how many people I've picked this item for a character I'm using or maybe not using, and give me an idea of what it's used for, because some of the text on these are kind of vague, or they have drawbacks to them that I'm just like, I don't know if I'll ever use this because I'm worried it'll affect me negatively. I want to do high risk, high reward type of gameplay, but it's like if it has a negative that I don't quite understand, then it's like I don't really want to try. I'd rather go for something that doesn't have a negative side to it, even if it's a lower ranking item. So item descriptions that help me understand who it's good for and what it's used for. I mean, I'm not saying like ultimate damage. Like, do I use that for Arden? Obviously, you know, shields. Do I use that for tanks? Not that, but I'm saying that the items that are a little bit more detailed, maybe show which characters they work with better. Just so I have an idea.
In addition to the artifact system, hero refreshes have also been updated. Max tier heroes will no longer appear repeatedly in the store.
Yes. Oh my God, yes.
This way,
Perfect.
you won't waste draw opportunities by getting the same hero over and over again.
Perfect.
It seems that hero lineups will form much faster in Honor Duel now. Speaking of heroes and factions, there's, something that's been bothering me.
What is it?
It's about the Graveborn faction. The Graveborns have always lacked support roles. I'm not talking about Niru, but healing-type support roles.
Don't worry.
What if I told you that
Burn
soon
bright.
we'll be able to recruit such a role? Would you believe me?
I already know about Ludovic a bit. I will say I once I see this, I'll have more idea. But I kind of wish they didn't give Graveborns a healer. In that I like Niru because the aspect of his healing is very Graveborn-esque. So as long as this healing is like that, then I'll treat it fairly. But I kind of like that they didn't have it. Now, is it great that Niru is not it's not the best option, you know, as far as support goes? Like, he's not the #1 pick by any means. But I did like him as a character.
You're the keeper of the Noble Tavern, so of course I believe you.
Then let me introduce you
By the way, what is this backhand doing? This left hand? It looks super less detailed. It's kind of creeping me out.
to Ludovic. Ludovic, breathed eternalist. This
That's Jack Skellington before he turned into a skeleton.
melancholic noble boy has lived through immortal years despite
It looks like a Tim Burton character.
His beloved Everblooms
I could go without the pilgrim clogs, though.
have witnessed this
That's
long
weird.
period of loneliness. These fragile petals hold immense spiritual power. In battle,
He's like a
all of
Victorian
Ludovic's
child that
revolve
died
around
of the
beautiful
plague.
florals. At the beginning of the fight, Ludovic
Wait, was it plague?
creates Everblooms under himself, providing continuous healing to allies within their range. However, there's a limit to the healing. Once withered, the Everblooms can no longer heal, but they will slowly replenish their power and revive after a while. Whenever an enemy loses a significant amount of health, the Everblooms absorb part of the lost health to replenish their power. Ludovic carefully selects his enemies as nourishment for his beloved Everbloom. By casting life
Once again, I don't know if this is like a placement thing, but I'm not a fan of close range fighters. This range is also weird.
Weaver's
Seems so
Bloom,
small.
Ludovic places a floral curse on an enemy. The cursed target will be surrounded by white flowers, continuously losing health. Then, by casting Ethereal Blooms, the Everblooms will be transferred to the location of an
I love this is a healer that does damage. I hope it's significant. That'd be great.
ally. They absorb the health of enemies around the new position, converting it into healing power for the ally.
Oh, it places it again. Okay. Ooh, that might be a tough sell. I don't think it's bad. I just like, I think it's sometimes the AI gets kind of wonky. And I mean, like even with, you know, Smokey and Mirky, for example, sometimes Brutus decides to go all the way to the opposite side, and never comes back, and then he dies. So, so this is neat. I would love to see how this works out, but
By adjusting the
I'm
position
cautious.
of the Everbloom, absorbing enemy health, and converting it into nourishment, Ludovic provides sustained healing benefits to his allies. His ultimate, Eternal Serenity, moves the Everblooms to a new location again, this time erupting multiple large healing waves. Each wave restores a significant amount of health to all allies within range. And upon unlocking his exclusive skill, Ephemeral Berries, every time the Everblooms absorb a certain amount of health through Lightweaver's blooms, berries will be produced. These berries will explode, dealing damage to enemies and providing healing to allies within range.
that seems so far to be doing that. This was at what point? Mythic Plus? Is that when this is unlocked? Yeah, Mythic Plus.
Ephemeral Berries, every time the Everblooms absorb a certain amount of health through Lightweaver's blooms, berries will be produced.
This to me seems like an essential ability that shouldn't be locked behind Mythic Plus. Because, and my reasoning is that obviously these blooms, their downside is that they have to recharge. And so the ephemeral berries are what work in between those charges to provide healing. You're taking that away. And so there's just going to be massive gaps in his healing. Okay.
These berries will explode, dealing damage to enemies and providing healing to allies within range. Survival or destruction? Perhaps in Ludovic's eyes, the cursed enemies have already become true works of art.
I look forward to meeting Ludovic in Hesperia, but I hear his story remains a mystery. Will we have the chance to get to know him and learn about his past?
I'm sure we will. Ludovic isn't very good at expressing himself, but I believe we'll come across more stories about him in the future. Wow.
AFK Journey, can we please get character events where we can learn the story behind characters? Please. Please. I ask for it. I know not everybody wants it. I ask for it. Please.
Oh, there's so much we've talked about today. If it weren't for the tavern's debts that never seem to clear, I'd love to travel and explore. Debts that never seem to clear.
Debts that seem to never clear. I wonder what they're talking about.
I'd love to travel and explore.
Didn't Cecia purchase a lot of deluxe services the last time she came?
Didn't you guys purchase deluxe services? Aren't you guys getting the Pluto mail purchases? Come on.
Yes, they were quite expensive, but she
Oh no. Them creating these new things that cost them a lot of money? I hope they're okay.
kept complaining about everything.
But damn, we've been complaining, guys. Okay, I've been complaining a little bit more, but we gotta stop complaining. They're struggling.
So we gave her a lot of extra stuff.
But we got extra stuff, guys. Did you like the extra stuff you got? Did you like it? Was it good?
Oh, let's hope our new friends can help subsidize the expenses a little bit.
And did bro just say subsidize the expenses? Aren't you a hamster?
Okay, don't worry, I'll handle the debt.
Once again, this hand's weird. You gotta fire whoever did that. It doesn't look good.
What you should worry about is... Hero Drill is ending in a few days, so don't miss out.
I didn't like Hero Drill personally because I thought Hero Drill was... all it is it's tactical drills. I mean, the same exact aspect with like some new things added for like, I guess, strategies. But it's not really teaching you them. And they're very basic. Like, to me, it would have been great if they would have gone here's a character and here's characters they synergize with really well. Here's a Rowan. Here's characters who can get benefit best from Rowan. Even if it's stuff I already know, it's neat to see. And tell us like the little hidden secrets and meta secrets, so it's within the game and we don't have to go to a YouTube video to find it. That's what I wished that they were about, but they kind of weren't. They're kind of very basic, and some of them were like literally you drop a single character and you just see the character just swing their weapon and use their ult, and you're like, oh, that's what the ult does, I guess. And now it's fine if you're trying to preview a brand new hero and you're like, this is what it's like, but it would be like Scarlita. Like, do you want people to buy Scarlita? Is that what you want? All right, so that was the Talene and Ludovic, the patch 1.1.16 Journey Unfolds video. A lot of good things coming, but also some things that are kind of like strange. And I hate to say it, guys, but that end piece, it sounds like they're mad. Like, honestly, like that attitude at the end of like, we kept on complaining, and so we got all these extra rewards. It's like, no, the things were low quality and they were not fun, and that's why you needed to do that. And that's what players deserved. I think right now as well with these new character releases, a lot of people go into like, yeah, I don't know why people are complaining. Look how great Talene is, and you guys haven't even tried it. You don't even know if Talene's good. And now, I mean, like the chances are high since it's a celestial character, but I would say cautious optimism is always a good baseline. So that's all I got for this video. Hope you liked the video. I appreciate everybody for watching the past few videos that I've been posting, talking about a lot of these issues. Once again, you know, my eyes are always on the horizon for a hopeful future for AFK Journey. I hope that the month of June was just a blip in the radar for them, and it's something that can move past, and that these two new characters are great for the game overall. What exactly is needed? You know, I talked about it in the video. I mean, there's a lot of things that can be done, but I think what's most important to me is that early testing realm. I hope we get the people who deserve to be there the most in those realms, and not just people who want to fan service and talk about how everything's great, everything's good, and the moment that things are bad, if they do slight updates and changes, like, nope, they fixed it, everything's perfect. I think people need to be critical, and I think it's fair to be critical about a game that is earning hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars a month. I think that we can get some content. We deserve some content when millions of dollars are being pumped into this game. So, I mean, that's what gotchas are about, getting content constantly, because millions of dollars are being funneled into these games. So that's all I got. Check out the stream, check out the YouTube for more videos just like this. Like and subscribe to the page. Comment with your thoughts on the things that you enjoy most or don't enjoy most. And I can't wait to see you in the next one. And like always, may fortune favor your journey. Peace.